What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here. Thanks for joining my What Sold Wednesday video. Every single Wednesday, I go over what sold on PoshMark and eBay. I go over my data and my top categories, top brands, and then show you the actual items that sold this past week for me. I also will talk a little bit about economic factors. This week, I'm going to talk a little bit about the post office situation we have here in the US, anything that can impact our business as resellers. So if you like content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you get notified when new content comes out. Before we get started, because this is a live video, I am going to do a couple announcements as people start to join, and then we will jump right into all of the data and go over my sales for the week. So what's up, Michelle? Thanks for joining today. Look, guys, I figured out how to do a banner. I'm like super excited about that. So a couple announcements before we get started, and I let people kind of join. One thing is in the PoshMark community, Kimmy City, if you're not aware, she's big in the community. She was in a very bad car accident and has, I'm not going to get too much into detail. You can follow on her page and lots of information on Instagram, but there is a GoFundMe set up for her. The link for that is down in the in my description. $1 helps. She is going to have lots of extensive surgery and recovery, and every penny, cent, dollar helps. So if you guys feel like you want to give back to that and help her out, go ahead and hit that, or the link to the GoFundMe is down in my bio. Other thing is I do have a podcast as well, so make sure to subscribe to that. The link is in my description as well. Reseller Revelations on most major platforms, Spotify, Apple, most of the podcast places, you can hear that too. So if you don't want to see me and you just want to hear me along with some of the guests that I have, you can head on over to the podcast as well. I am going to have Crenshaw, that she has a thread up course. She sells it, and I have heard nothing but amazing things. I'm halfway through it, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm having her on tomorrow on YouTube Live, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard. This is her first ever interview, so I'm so excited to have her on. Make sure that is up on my channel. You can hit a notification on that, and it'll notify you when we go live. This is going to be an awesome one to come on live because you can ask her lots of questions that you have about ThreadUp. I'm so excited to have her on tomorrow, so make sure to join me for that. The other thing I want to mention too quickly, PoshMark put out today their PoshFest is happening. It is going to be virtual this year due to everything that is happening. The tickets are only $25. I snatched up my ticket real quick today. That does usually sell out very quickly. I have a link to it in my Instagram story, so you can swipe right up to all of the information on it. $25, you get a swag bag. Seems very reasonable. It's a 2-day event, so definitely check that out if you're into PoshMark. Lots of good information and networking come out of that. I did also apply to speak at it, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that goes through as well. So that's it. Let's get right into it. If you guys have questions for me, definitely feel free to ask along. This is why I do the live. I like interacting with you guys. So if you have questions, let me know. But I'm going to hop in. This is usually a pretty intense, or lots of content in these videos, so I'm going to hop right into it. This past week, so we're talking Wednesday to the previous Wednesday, I had $1,300.32, like flat even at $1,300 sold for the week on PoshMark and eBay. Also a couple on Instagram, and then that for a total of 35 sales this week, reselling sales. That was split up between 16 on eBay, 17 on PoshMark, and then I had 2 on Instagram. I don't normally do a lot of sales on Instagram. I just posted, I'm not going to have a lot of time to do hauls, and so someone had asked, I'd gotten some purses this weekend, so as I was taking pictures of them, I just posted them on my Instagram so people could see. And in doing that, I had a couple people that were like, hey, can I buy it? I was like, sure, I don't have to list it. I will absolutely sell it to you. So 2 on Instagram because of that. Let's get right into it. What I'm going to be showing you next is going to be my sales and trends dashboard. This is for sale, www.SarahStylesLLC.com. You can purchase it. You can also purchase it on Etsy. I have 3 dashboards. This is for all platforms. This is the one that I use on a day-to-day basis. It kind of lets me know how I'm doing. I'm going to go over it on this video. Sometimes I go into the other dashboards that I have in these videos. I'm not going to today. I like to do those if I'm digging deeper into something. when I have a little bit more data. So I'll probably look at it towards the end of the month. So this is the sales. I know, I love without having to list it. It's amazing. But then also I had to like figure out pirate ship and do like, so there was back end work that's a little bit more than if you sell it on a platform, but I did really appreciate not having to pay a fee. So here is what we're looking at now is the sales and trans dashboard. So if you're not familiar with this, quickly, I'll just show you. You do have to maintain all of your own data. So as I list something, I put it in here, and then as it sells, I update that it sold. But then it gives you all of these stats to see how you're doing. Let's take a look. I am down my gross revenue. We're looking at 28 days compared to the previous 28 days. So roughly middle of August to middle of July compared to middle of July and middle of June. It makes sense for me that I'm down a little bit. I had a pretty good July and I had a really good June. So it totally makes sense that I'm down gross revenue. However, I'm only down $700, which isn't, I mean, that $700 is still a lot of money, but compared to, $5,000, it's not incredibly bad. I'm down at 38 items. What's helping my gross revenue stay a little bit higher, even though I'm selling roughly 40 items less than I was the previous time period, is my average sale price is up $3.91. I'm also listing less items, and this is true. So I am, and I'll talk about this in a minute, but I am getting into, I am remote learning for us starts next Monday, this Monday, like coming up in like 5 days, it starts. And so in order to still maintain my reselling and not have to quit it, I have scaled back how many items I'm listing so that I can try and get ahead and still be able to list daily without having to. So I was listing 70 items a week, which is roughly not roughly, it is 10 items a day. And I scaled that back down to 49 items, which is 7 items a day. So it does make sense that I am listing less items, which also makes sense that I am selling less. If y'all know, reselling, especially on eBay, the more you list, the more you're going to sell. My sell-through rate is down 3%. Something I do want to touch on, though, is this is comparing 28 days to the previous 28 days. However, if you look at my August now, 84 items sold halfway through the month. Well, maybe a little bit more than halfway. It's the 19th. I'm already outperforming my last August. So hooray there. That's exciting news for me. Before we get into any more of my numbers, I do quickly want to go over some economic and platform updates and kind of let you know what I've been doing this past week, things that could be impacting sales all around, not necessarily just with me. So a couple things I do want to talk about are, I purchased a palette. If you guys follow me, that's not something so much that is impacting. That's a strategy I'm trying to use moving forward. And the reason for this is I am going to start remote learning. That we start remote learning on Monday. I have decided so I have a 3, a 5, and a 14-year-old. We have decided for the 3 and 5-year-old that we are going to remote learn them until at least October, and then we have the option to opt back in to their curriculum. We're going to kind of see how it goes. Their teacher, they normally have, we go to Montessori school, so they have a teacher for 3 years in a row. And so their teacher that they're normally with actually is going to be the remote learning teacher. And so that kind of tipped the bucket, and I was like, okay, we're going to do remote learning, stay with the same teacher, and kind of see how things go. So that being said, I'm remote learning a 3 and a 5-year-old. I also have a 14-year-old who is special needs. He is going to be hybrid. So 3 days a week, he will be home with me. So reselling is going to be very difficult, not a lot of time. I purchased a palette hoping that having the inventory here and not having to spend as much time thrifting will help me maintain it. So follow my Instagram for that. Because of everything that's going on, I'm not going to be doing a ton of YouTube videos. They are very time consuming and they don't really pay much. So on that note, if you guys do like my content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. You can play playlists. If you're doing a live, you can do I don't know the words, the super chat, anything that you can. If it's making me money, I can have more time to do it. Right now, as I'm scaling things back, I have to figure out what is working. And right now it's reselling is where I'm going to put my time. However, I'll still say it on Instagram, definitely in the stories. So I've been documenting the palette story in my stories, and then I have a highlight on my Instagram as well that is going through the whole palette process. So follow me there to kind of see. It's in shipping right now. So I paid for it yesterday. I purchased it. I bid for it on Monday, paid for it yesterday because you have to do like a wire transfer. And then it's in shipping right now. So, or I have to schedule shipping right now. So I sent the email out to do that. So that's where we're at there. Managed payments. If you guys are on eBay, managed payments is kind of rolling out this month. I was told, I was mistaken. Last week I said that I was getting it last week. I was mistaken. I forgot what day it was. That's life, right? But it is coming out. They sent me an email that said you are getting it on Friday. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Instagram is, again, the place to follow me there. I put out little tidbits here and there on my stories, anything that comes up. So follow me there. USPS, if you guys are in the US, it is a hot, stinking mess right now. I, fortunately, knock on wood, have not had many issues. However, I don't want to get political. However, it is kind of political right now. There's a lot of stuff going on with the USPS with, the election coming up and funding and the stimulus and everything. So definitely keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the rates. And if you can get things places quicker with like FedEx or UPS, just keep an eye on things. I was hoping Duncan was going to be in the chat. Doesn't seem like he is, but he sent me an article the other day about FedEx possibly being a better option right now in the US as that all gets figured out. However, I am hopeful. Pelosi did pull back in the House, and they wanted the House in to kind of go over that. So hopefully that gets better and it doesn't impact our business as much, but definitely keep an eye on that if you guys are resellers. My activity on platforms, I did say, so leading into the week, what have I been doing? I do have videos on my daily activities. I also have checklists for sale on my website down below. You can get a link to that checklist. They're $1 just because I have to pay fees to have them on the website, but they're checklists of things that I do on Poshmark and on eBay every day. I have still been doing those, keeping up with all of that. However, I am listing a little bit less. I do have a couple videos on the activity that I do every day to make daily sales. So definitely check those out if you're interested in that. But as far as that goes, that activity has all stayed the same. I don't imagine it's going to stay the same coming this next week with the kids learning, but we will see how it goes. I did a real quick poll too on my Instagram. So it's not a huge sample, but 85% of the parents that follow me chose remote learning. And I did this poll for a couple reasons. One, I think sales are a bit lower in August right now because people are not back to school shopping, right? They're not, 85% of parents are choosing to remote learn their kids. And so they don't need to get all these new clothes to go back to school. And so I wanted to kind of get an idea of, like, I know what I'm doing, I know what my close friends are doing, but kind of get an idea of what was happening on the whole wider band of things. The other thing too is, most of the people that follow me are also resellers. So maybe competition isn't going to be as big, right? Like that's hopeful. If most people are remote learning, they're not going to have as much time. So hopefully competition, the saturation isn't as big. That's my hope. So let's get back into the data, take a look at what's going on. That's kind of my update on what is going on. My monthly goals. So we're looking at August 2020. $3,200, 84 items sold. Average sale price is around that 30. I like it to be between 35 and 40. I'd love it to be higher than that, but that's kind of my comfort zone and where I am good at picking items, like what I aim for. When I'm outsourcing, I aim for that price range. I'm 40% to my goal. And what this means is down here, there's a simulator. And if you have the dashboard, you can enter in whatever monthly goal that you want. Mine right now is at $8,000. This has to do with, I'm doing a mentorship with Chris from A Daily Refinement. And we've kind of set just the goal to be $1,000 net a week, working 20 hours or less. And so that's where this comes from. It's going to take me significantly longer to get there now that the kids are going to be home. But this is where I get that average sale price. And so this is telling me if I want to get to that 8,000 gross revenue a month, and these are the different average sale prices. Right now, I'm right around this $37.99, which means that I need to sell 211 items and have active listings close to $3,000 or 3,000 active listings. This is coming from previous sell-through rates, and because we're not fully through all of August, this is going to be inflated a little bit. It's normally around like 1,200. Yeah, you can see. I'll change this. So let's go to a previous month. Let's go to July. So you can see that decreased it a little bit. Now that I have a full month's data in there, even just a 14% sell-through rate, that's telling me if I'm around this $37.99, 211 items sold, but I need to get to around 1,400 active listings if my sell-through rate is kind of around this 14. So that kind of gives me an idea when I'm outsourcing what to pick up, what I'm looking for, and my active listings, what I need to get through. Inventory, let's look at my top categories and my top brands, and then I will get into actual items that sold for the month. So these are, I'm looking at, for the sake of this video, I'm going to look at the current 28 days. Depending on what you want to look at, you can look at your last year. You can look at just the month of August. I don't want to look at just the month of August for the sake of this video and right now because it's not a full month, right? So top brands and categories, I have electronics is up there. This is my brother-in-law. He's consigning with me. He's a reseller of 12 years, so he knows what he's doing. So electronics, high sell-through rate, high average sale price. This video or this chart, if you're not familiar, you have the sell-through rate over here, average sale price down here. So the higher up in this quadrant you get, the higher your sell-through rate and the higher your average sale price. So those are kind of your quote-unquote BOLO brands. However, for me, so bags, it's not a high sell-through rate. It's 17%, which is still higher than where I'm sitting at right now, right? I'm sitting around 7% for the month. My 28-day comparison is at 12%. So anything over my normal sell-through rate, I consider to be above average, right? So bags is up there, 17%. That average sale price, $60. Like, yes, please, I will take that. So I'm still cranking out and looking for bags. Jackets and coats is slowly, as the weather is starting to cool off. Although I'm in Denver and we hit a heat record here today and our state's on fire. We have 4 wildfires because it's been so hot and we don't have rain. But in general, and you'll see in what's been selling this week, in general, I am noticing that that's starting to pick up as well as, so shoes is up there, but I wanted to show sweaters. Yeah, sweaters is starting to pick up. A 10% sell-through rate, average sale price of $27. And then there was one other I wanted to note on, I've been picking up jeans. So you can see my sell-through rate for jeans is only 8.67%. However, it's because I have 150 pairs of jeans. I'm really ramping up my jeans right now because I can get them before people are really starting to look for them in a store. So I'm finding really good jeans, and then it ramps up to the fall and into the winter. So that sell-through rate's a bit compressed just because I've been saturating my closet with jeans. Let's look at my top brands. So these are top brands based off of gross revenue. These ones up here, because those dots, the smaller the dot, the less inventory I have on hand. So if it's a really small dot, it's probably 100%. Yeah. So this is, that must have been something in my head. I don't know these brands. These are mostly stuff that, I know Patricia Nash. These are all stuff that my brother-in-law gave me because I have no idea what those brands are. But I do know Patricia Nash. So I had one Patricia Nash purse and it sold. So it gives me 100%. It puts it all the way at the top here. However, it's a little itty bitty circle because I only had one of them. So having one sell from the one I had gives me a high sell-through rate, but it's not necessarily a true indicator that that's a great brand, right? I know that it is, but you know what I mean? Like, you have to have more sample data to see what it is. So let's look at some of these other ones. Reebok is a 75% sell-through rate at $41 average sale price. So a lot of this Reebok, the Nike A lot of the activewear brands are new with tags, so keep that in mind when you look at those average sale prices. Patagonia is not one of the ones that is new with tags. I do find that fairly often here in Colorado, being an active state. $45 average sale price, 66% sell-through rate. That's, to me, a BOLO brand. Those are awesome stats, things that I'm going to keep an eye out for. Donald J. Pliner. Again, you can see how small that circle is, which means you can, I only have 2 total items by that brand. However, 50% sell-through rate and the average sale price is $79. Nike's up there, 50% sell-through, 33 ASP. Hazel is up there as well. I got a lot of, that's a new tag brand for me. I purchased it for my cousin's boutique. The North Face, 28% sell-through rate and an average sale price of $33. I think that sell-through rate is slightly lower than it'll probably be in the next coming months, just because a lot of the North Face I have are winter type items. Arata, if you've seen this, if you watch my videos in the past, you can see that this brand, I got it from my cousin's boutique. I had never heard of it, so it's all new with tags, but people love it. They bundle it. They are buying multiple items, or, hey, I've been searching for this one. So if you see that brand, think it's a boutique brand maybe, but it has been performing pretty well for me. Coach is one of my bread and butter brands. And this is where I like looking at my data, because a lot of these shows that you watch or social media, I can't sell Coach to sell my life. And that's valid for other people. It is not true for me. A 24% sell-through rate on such a high average sale price with, 40 items is a pretty good amount of inventory. So that definitely is something I'm keeping an eye out for. However, all Coach does not sell the same. So keep an eye on what is selling, and I'll show you the items that are actually selling in my closet, or go look in my closet and see the Coach that I have on hand. Dansko sell-through rate, 18.8%, average sale price, $38. Vintage, I'm not picking up much vintage, 5% sell-through rate. That's not great. I don't think people are really wearing it as much anymore. It's not as fancy. Kristen De La Cruz is saying, thanks, Kristen, for joining. My sales are low, practically non-existent. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on in the world, and it depends. I'm not sure exactly what you sell, Kristen, but if you're doing clothing and stuff, I'm seeing sales decline. People are not going back to school. The stimulus has still not been released, right? We don't know what's going on there. I know the extra money for unemployment ended. So, keep an eye out. I think that explains it. It doesn't necessarily make things sell, but to me, it kind of helps me know what's going on. And I'm working harder. I'm sending out more aggressive offers. I'm on Poshmark a little bit more than I had been before to kind of encourage these sales, right? I just quickly want to look at my platforms, and then I will show you, and my sourcing, and then I will show you, can you guys see this yeah, okay. And then I will show you the actual items that sold. So Poshmark is my all-time best performing platform, and that's just because I've been on Poshmark longer than I've been on eBay. I think this will probably eventually switch. eBay, you can look down here. eBay is definitely outperforming Poshmark. It took me about 8 months to get eBay to perform better than Poshmark. Those of you in the chat, let me know. I did a survey today. I haven't looked at it on my Instagram yet, but I did a survey today to kind of see what performs better for people. It's just kind of interesting. I'm kind of enjoying that eBay is performing better now. As the kids go back to school, eBay is less maintenance. You put a couple listings up. I do a couple things in there, but I can mass send out offers, and I can mass edit bulk, and I can do a sale. And I can be on eBay for 20 minutes and get all of the stuff I need to get done for the day. So I am appreciating that, and I do think that eBay is going to be kind of my go-to during this remote learning time, and Poshmark will kind of just be my side piece, whatever happens, and I'll spend a little bit of time, but I'm not going to be able to keep up. Instagram, I have these 2 sales down here. You can see they were 2 purses, so the average sale price has been pretty good there, but I don't actively try and sell on Poshmark. Sourcing, I do want to just quickly look at as I'm trying. Soon I will put in. Oh, Michelle's saying that Macari performs better. I am not on Macari. I was thinking of adding that, but with this remote learning thing, I cannot add anything else to my plate. So Poshmark and eBay for me, that's where I'm going to have to stay. So these are my sourcing places. And I just want to quickly touch on this because you'll get on social media and you'll see a post that says, you know, it's okay to pay up for an item, and I only keep my COG really low so that I can make a profit, and all of these different theories. And they're great theories to have, and something different works for everybody, but you're not going to know what works for you until you actually look at your numbers. And that's why I created this chart, because I had done some analysis in the past and kind of tracked it and stuff, but the bins don't really perform well for me. I'm in Denver and people are like, oh, you have amazing bins, which I hear. I know Megan was actually on my YouTube live talking about Mercari, and I will add it. Hopefully the kids go back to school and I can add to my business. But the bins, you can find good things, but it's not a guarantee. I am low on time. I can go to a thrift store and hit up the categories that I want and be done. I did a haul last week or 2 weeks ago. I was in a thrift store for like 25 minutes maybe and walked away with around $1,000 worth of inventory to sell. You can't do that at the bins. So yes, I will pay $6 an item on average at the thrift store to make $30, or some down here. This one I'm paying $9, $4, $3. However, my profits are much higher than at the bins. Online sourcing too. I'm paying up for online sourcing. I'm paying $14 an item for online sourcing. Shipping's included. People aren't going to give you bins prices. However, I can be a bit pickier with what I'm purchasing, and I'm making $54 on average. So I think it's good. Oh, it's good to hear lots of people in the chat are saying Mercari is performing well. So I am keeping that in mind for sure. It's in the back of my mind. I'm going to see how remote learning goes and what I can manage. But it's important, I think, to look at your sourcing spots and see what is working for you so that you can be purchasing from places that are working for you and making the most profit. So that's my spiel. You have a little revenue split out down here as well. I'm not really going to get into that. But if you haven't seen this before, you can look at that. So let's get, who wants to see the items that actually sold? This is the fun part, right? Let me move my screen so I can make sure to see. All right, so things that actually sold. This is where I left off on the last video, that cut from cloth. So I'm not going to go over that. But Donald Pliner, these are the boots that sold. I got these at the bins, so that was helping drive up that price at the beginning of January. So if you guys are new to reselling, one of the best times I find to go thrifting is January, because people get all of the stuff for Christmas and then they're getting rid of their old stuff. I always find killer stuff in January. And then depending on what you sell, Halloween's always really fun too, especially if you sell vintage. A lot of thrift stores will keep their vintage all year and then put it out for Halloween. And just like funky, weird stuff you'll find around Halloween, right? Do you guys notice the same? And what time periods do you think there's a better time to be thrifting than others? When are people, or spring cleaning? Do you notice better sales for spring cleaning? But I got those, and this lady had given away, I think I probably got 2 or 3 IKEA bags worth of size 8, like hardly worn designer boots. It had to have been the same person. So this was one of those that sold. Vince, this was from a thrift store. Lululemon, this was mine. I purchased it not realizing it was a size 4. So I tried it on. I tried to wear it once or twice, and it was just like, nah, I'm good. What's up, The Unique Store? Guys, head on over to her channel. I was on there this past week, and it was lots of fun hanging out and chatting. We played like this cute little Pee Wee Herman game. It was lots of fun. So head on over to her channel and watch that when you're done watching this video. So this is... Yes, jeans in the summer. Yes. So Megan, that's what I was just talking about. I have totally saturated my closet with jeans, because if the store has them out, not all stores do, but if the stores have them out, no one's looking through them. No one's looking through them. So you can get lots of really good jeans at a good price. Same with jackets or winter wear. Most of the thrift stores around me don't keep that stuff out all year though. So but the Zerata, this, I'm pretty sure this was a bundle. So she bought all 3 pieces. Or maybe, yeah, I don't remember. Because this was also a bundle. Maybe she bought 4 pieces. Or maybe it was this and this and this. I don't remember. But definitely I had 2 bundles of that brand this year. or this past week. Columbia winter jacket. This is actually an extra large girls, but it totally fit. This is a trick too, depending on what size you guys are for shoes and clothes. If you're towards the lower end of sizing, you can look into little kids clothing. So I'm a medium, and this is depending on the brand, but I'm roughly a medium. And this is an extra large in girls, and it totally fit me. And you can get it for cheaper because women's or kids clothing goes cheaper. And the same with shoes. If you're between like probably 6.5 is about the highest you can go, but then you can look into kids shoes. Like a 3 translates to like a 6, or a 4 translates to a 6. I'd have to look up the conversions, but you can, if you're, a smaller medium or in like a 5, 6, possibly a size 7 shoe, you can look at little kids clothes and shoes and get a better price. Scotty Fulton saying, I really like your listing photos. Thank you. If you follow me on Instagram, as I'm taking photos and think of tips, I put them in my stories and then save them to my highlights. But I have a whole setup that makes it very easy to take photos. I have photo background paper and all of that. Time is money, and I try and get through pictures as quickly as possible and not have to spend a lot of time on editing and really making them look fresh and clean. Zara white distressed high-rise jeans. These were, if you guys have been following me, that reseller mystery box that I got that had a high cost of goods, and it was just kind of a womp womp of a box. These were in there. So it was like $8.50 an item. So you take the fees out of this, that's roughly $3 at 15, $8. I made like $3 on this. Not loving that, but whatever. Jenny U. So I sold this for $25. However, Jenny U can typically sell much higher than that. You can see the retail price is $260. This sold for so low for a couple of reasons. I'm not selling a lot of formal wear right now, and so I didn't know if anyone was going to buy it in the future. And it actually had, I forget, on Poshmark you can't look at it once it's sold, but it actually had stains on it that I didn't realize after I purchased, and I couldn't take it back. So I was willing to kind of take anything. This is the Hazel dress, one of the Hazel dresses that sold, new with tags, BDG. So Urban Outfitters, it sells, but I find that I'm very picky with the style that I pick up from this brand. Urban Outfitters is the lower end brand of that whole Anthropologie, split out. So it doesn't start awfully high, but if it's trendy, people will buy it. So high-rise ankle jeans, these did sell. Buffalo, this was new with tag. It's super cute, like this little asymmetrical faux leather. Colhan, these are one of my favorite men's shoes. I don't know why. They have like that retro look. I just really like them. Croft & Barrow. So this, flannel, like plaid is kind of in right now. I have been kind of messing around with paying pickers to go to the bins, and then I'll buy stuff from them. So I purchased this from a picker. She is a reseller, so she does keep a lot of the really good stuff for herself. But some of the lower end stuff that I don't have to I don't have to take my time to go out and source, I will buy from her because it did sell. It gave me something to list. It sold, and I didn't have to spend my time sourcing it. And she gives me a pretty good price on it because she's getting bin prices. So even like, let's say she pays $1.50 for it and I pay her $3 for it, that's still a good price for me. And she is still making a profit, right? Calvin Klein Performance. I'm kind of really sad that this sold. I listed it and I was like, when it gets kind of cold here and I'm wanting something nice and cozy, if that's still in my closet, I'm going to take it, but it sold. So, and I'll take $38. $38 for Calvin Klein. It was new with tags, but $38 for Calvin Klein is pretty good. Calvin Klein, this was another pair of those boots, those Donald Pliner boots, size 8, right? Look at this, size 8. This was another pair hardly worn. What's up, Liz? Thanks for joining, girl. Liz is one of my favorites. You guys have to follow her. Lots of good knowledge. So that also sold, or that was also one of the shoes from that. I think I'm down to like 1 or 2 from that haul that I got in. It was in January, right after Christmas. She must have gotten rid of all of her stuff. So those are my sales on Poshmark. Let's go ahead and look at eBay. That's not eBay. That's the dashboard. Forever 21, this was from that picker. I mean, Forever 21 is like nothing fantastic. This was new with tags though. And it was a best offer. So if you're doing a best offer, it won't show when I show you these. I think it ended up being, I don't know, maybe $25, $20, $25, something like that. I do want to quickly touch on shipping, just if you're kind of trying to learn eBay, want to know eBay strategies. I started in, I'm going to go back and show you my data because this is the strategy that I took and it worked. I started working with Chris, and so I'm going to show you my April. So in April, I had been on eBay for 6 months. I was trying to make money and do shipping, and basically what I was doing on Poshmark, I was trying to do on eBay, and you can see I was making $768, about half of what I was making on Poshmark. And then I started working with Chris from A Daily Refinement, and basically was like, give stuff away. And it was hard to do, but I did free shipping on everything. I did best offer. I did promoted listings. I did a bunch of stuff that had been sitting in my closet forever. I basically made it free to where it was free shipping, but then I charged $3.99 for the item. So it was covering shipping. So I basically was making no profit on the item. And you can see down here, my eBay cost or my eBay profit was around $23. That does not include shipping. So take about half of that out of there. My average sale price for eBay in May was roughly $12 an item. And for me, I'm normally sitting around $40. So that was hard. But I took it as this is the long game. And this is kind of what I have to do to promote myself on eBay. Instead of, if I was a brick and mortar, I would have gone out and, paid for flyers and done social media campaigns and all of these things that cost money to run a business. I tried things on eBay for 6 months and it wasn't happening. So I kind of just bit the bullet and did that, and kind of gave a whole bunch of stuff away for free and increased my sales on eBay doing that. So after May, giving stuff away, I did it for May and part of June. And then I slowly started adding in shipping. And now you can see I'm up to $4,600. That was in July. So that was my July end, $4,600, significant more than double of what I had on Poshmark. So for me, that's how I increase my eBay sales. That being said, I'm telling you all of this for a reason. I've done videos on it too, on what I did exactly, or send me a DM. It was really hard to do. It was hard to send things out that I didn't make any money on, but I'm so thankful that I did it because now eBay is like rocking it for me. It's consistent. And I'm not having to put as much time as I put into Poshmark. I'm telling you that to talk about shipping. So some people do free shipping, some people don't. I did free shipping and it helped increase my sales. I went from like 14 sales on eBay to I think it was like 80 or something sales on eBay by doing free shipping. So the reason free shipping will work is on eBay, when you search, they have all these filters, right? You can search by brand and blah, 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 whatever. But one of them is free shipping. And so if people are searching by free shipping, your item's not going to come up. So that is why free shipping is going to get you more sales. That's the theory behind it. For me, I slowly started to wean off of the free shipping, and my sales have stayed consistent with having adding my shipping back in. Some people add it to the price. I don't like to do that because I'm getting mostly offers. And so people will make the same offer even with free shipping. They don't always consider free shipping in that price, right? So that was that whole spiel. I hope you guys got something out of it. Forever 21, $7.99 shipping. This is Coach that sold. This sold, I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember if this sold best offer or not, but this was an online arbitrage or an online resale. I purchased a bundle from a lady on Poshmark. She had gorgeous Coach purses, and I purchased I think it was like 13 or 14 of them. And I've sold a lot of them. So, but this is, I want to show you not all Coach sells the same. And Liz, I know Liz sells a lot of Coach too. I'm sure that she would agree with me. OTBT, this consistently sells, I mean, it doesn't sell super high. I think this was a best offer for maybe 25, 28, something like that. But it consistently sells. This Zag Dig and Volaterre apparently was like a highly sought after jacket. I don't know. But I had quite a few people ask me I guess it came with that little pin right there. That's the, horseshoe is normally like a skull pin, because I had a couple of people ask me if I had the original skull pin. And I was like, no, I got this from the picker. So this is one of the good sales that I got from her. Vintage, these ones actually, and this is another reason that I don't like to do the free shipping. I think I left these on here just to kind of move it out of my closet. So I will put free shipping on stuff too if I'm just trying to move it. Like I've had these for a while, I'm sick of looking at them. So I did free shipping on it to kind of encourage the sale. But they sent me an offer for like 15. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll take 15 for those. Didn't realize it was free shipping. It cost like $8 to ship these. So I really didn't make much money on them. So that's my spiel. This is Johnny Was. This is one of the like bolo brands that you hear about all the time. And Liz has a question. I'm going to answer in a minute, Liz. So this is Johnny Was that you hear a lot in the community of like a bolo brand. Keep an eye out for it. It's new with tags. And it sat for me for quite a few months with free shipping. And I think I actually got an offer less than this, like maybe $40. So I don't know. It's the only time I find I have sold Johnny Was or have it in my closet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have luck with Johnny Was? And it's not really like very cute. Liz is asking, sorry, let me see. Did you offer bigger Coach bags with free shipping? Yeah. So, and I have an idea. I think I know why you're asking this, Liz. So yes, I offered, I'm assuming you're asking in the beginning when I was increasing my eBay sales, I offered every single item in my closet free shipping. And there was Coach bags. You can go back and watch some of my What Sold videos, but there were Coach bags. There were large purses that sold that I made very little profit on. It was very hard to deal with as I was selling them out, because a bigger Coach bag is going to cost $15 to ship. So if you sell it for $40, you're paying $15 to ship, and then you're paying fees on it. Oftentimes I will pay a little bit more for these bags. And so I was not making money. But, and I'm not telling you this as a feeling, I'm taking you back to my data. It was worth it. Let's look. I just showed you guys in May, before I did this. Oh, it was actually April. So I started it in May. So in April, and I had been on eBay for 6 months doing my own thing, trying to figure it out. It wasn't working. I was at $760 on eBay. I gave stuff away. It was hard to part with. I took it more as and we've talked about this a little bit, but I took it more as a marketing, like I'm paying to market myself on eBay to get on eBay's good side so that I can increase my sales. And now that's August, so that's only half a month. Let's do July. So last month I went from $700 to $4,600. So it was worth it. It was hard to get rid of it. I would say it was worth it for me as like a long-term marketing, trying to get on eBay's good side. Oh, Lauren, how is it working? I mentioned, so Lauren said I went through and made everything free shipping about a month ago per your advice. It definitely gets you more exposure. And if you're trying to increase your sales, I think it works. And we have to kind of be okay with taking a little bit of hit if you're in it for the long game. You can keep these items that you're like, oh, I can make, more profit on. But are you making more profit? Like if no one is seeing them and you're not on eBay's good side and they're not selling on Poshmark, sometimes you have to take a little bit of a hit if you're in it for the long game, taking a hit for a month to get you to that place where you want to be in a couple months. Completely worth it for me. So Lauren, I'd like to hear how things are going for you. These are strategies that work for me, but this is why I show you guys my data and what I do so that you can try strategies, look at your data, see what's working for you, and then figure it out from there. By no means is my way the only way. I just show you this to show you what I look at and what I consider so that you guys can do it as well. So Lauren is saying totally worth it. Yeah. It gets you more exposure. It sucks, but it gets you more exposure for sure. These are Nikes that are selling Mickey and Jenny, this is from my cousin's lot. This is, I bought some inventory from my cousin's boutique. So this is actually a really cute story. So sometimes my 3-year-old likes to help me with shipping. And he's really cute. He likes to peel the sticker back and put the cards in and whatever. So he was helping me with shipping. And this was one of the items. And then the next day I went to go. So I have a little box. It's in my stories today, actually. I have like my stories on Instagram. I have a little bench that sits out in the front yard on the front porch, and you can lock it. And the postman has the code. And so I put my packages in there. He has the code. He picks it up, and I don't have to worry about people taking it. So anyway, so I put the packages in there, and then I went out there to get the mail and check. And this package was left there because I didn't put the label on it. So then I had about 30 minutes of a freak out because I couldn't find the label. And then I was like, oh, did my 3-year-old put the label on the wrong item? And now all the other items that I sent out. So I was checking to see, all of the items. And of course, it was a weekend purchase. So I had shipped out like 12, 15 items. And I had to go through and like figure out, well, long story short, it ended up being in the trash. Phew. So everything works out okay. But I sent them a message and said, hey, my 3-year-old was helping me. I'm sorry it didn't get delivered today. I'm sending it out with tomorrow's mail. And the lady was super nice. And she said, I have a 11 and a 14-year-old. Enjoy those moments. No problem. You can ship it out tomorrow. That was really sweet. So there are good people out there. On another note, I have my first negative feedback, and it is my fault. So I sent out an electronic, and I got it from someone. They told me that it worked. I didn't check it myself. And so when they got it, it only like slightly worked. It didn't fully work. And so they sent it back. They opened a return. And I was like, that's totally fine. They said it didn't work. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I should have checked it. I trusted that the person told me it worked, and I didn't check it. And so I totally should have checked it. If you don't want to deal with shipping it back, I will give you half of your money back right now, or you can ship it back and I will give you full credit. And so they said they're just going to ship it back, and told me like my son was so disappointed, and like went into this whole spiel. And I was like, cool. Like, you already told me it didn't work. I don't need the whole sob story. I tried to give you some of your money back. Anyway, so then they left a negative comment, but with like a good review, right? It said it was a negative comment, like it counted as the negative, but then it was like the item didn't work, but the seller was really responsive and helpful and blah, 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 blah. So whatever. Athleta, these were actually mine. I wore them a couple of times, and they're like really wide legged, and I didn't really like them. So I sold them, and they sold full price. That doesn't happen often for me on eBay or on Poshmark. Someone just purchased them. So Majestic, this is men's jerseys I'm finding are selling pretty well. I don't know anything about sports, but they're selling. This Coach was a best offer. It was gorgeous. Oh, it was so gorgeous. Liz has a question. Curious how it'll go with you adding shipping back in. I know plus top rated sellers require free shipping on certain amount of listings. Does any know what that level is? That's a great question. I wish that Duncan was here. I'm starting to figure out how that is. I'm a top rated seller, so I guess I have, or I was before the negative feedback. I might not be now. I'll have to check. So I don't know if I have enough on there or not to qualify for that. Liz, I have added the free shipping back in since, what are we in? Middle of August. I added the free shipping. I got rid of free shipping in July, and my sales have been fine. I talked about it in last week's video. My sales have been consistent and fine. So I'm okay with it. I think I could probably increase my sales a little bit more if I did free shipping, but I'm kind of okay with where they're at right now. If moving into the school year and I'm not able to be as active and blah, 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 I may add it back in just to build up some velocity, but they haven't impacted me right now, right? Like my velocity has stayed the same. I can look really quickly. Sorry, I just have a spreadsheet up on my phone. I have it written down on my phone really quickly. So May and June, I had free shipping on, and I had 82 sales on eBay in May, 65 sales in June. In July, I added shipping back in to like 80-90% of my listings, and I had 123 sales on eBay. So giving it for a couple months and then going away from it has been totally fine for me. I'm tracking at roughly 36 sales on eBay right now, but I haven't added in the past couple. So I'm probably closer to like 45 sales on eBay right now. Oh, the top rated seller, and I think it might be 300. With your 800 listings, you can probably do some and not all. Yeah, I have a couple on there, just like stuff I want to get rid of. I'll have to look into that. And maybe you know, Liz, what the top rated seller is. I got a top rated seller discount on my invoice, and it was like $3. So that's not worth my time, to be honest. But this, oh my God, guys, this has been sold like 3 or 4 times. I have the measurements in the pictures. I listed the size that it is on the tag. However, it has been returned for fit 2 or 3 times. I sent a message to the person who purchased it this time and said, hey, make sure to check the measurements. They didn't respond. So we'll see if it gets returned. At that point, I might just take it off of eBay and wait for it to sell on Poshmark because I can't return it. This was a fast and free. I think this one just got missed when I was editing them over. This was so cute. This one actually fit me. How cute is that? Where do I have to go to wear this though? But it was really cute. So I hope whoever bought it has somewhere fun to go. This is a soy beau. I don't know what that, I don't know that brand. I don't know if you guys do. New with tags. It sold, I think it was a best offer, like 15 or something. Oh, thanks for looking, Liz. I appreciate it. If Duncan was here, he could answer all these questions for us. I want him to come on a live with me, but he said he's too shy. So if he was in the chat, if he watches this in the recording, maybe he'll leave comments down below. Relatively, this is from one of the pickers. It doesn't sell that high, but I only listed it like a week or 2 ago, and I think it sold for $15. So, I mean, it's moving, just not anything crazy. I was just trying to get rid of this, and sales were a little slow. So I went through and put some items, I mean, basically free. Oh no, this was an auction. I auctioned a couple items. I was like, I'm going to get rid of this. I auctioned it for $1.99. I actually got an offer for $1. And I was like, really? Like, you don't want to pay the extra 99 cents, whatever. So I took the $1. Shipping was $3.99. I was net neutral on this. But I did it to kind of try and get some sales going because it had been a little bit slower and I wasn't doing as much on eBay the past couple of weeks. One more kind of interesting story, and then I will sign off unless you guys have questions or you wanted to chat about anything else. But on Poshmark and eBay this weekend, it's kind of interesting. Saturday, I sold 10, 12 items between the two. Sunday, I sold 1 item. Like, I don't know why everyone was shopping in my store on Saturday and no one wanted anything to do with me on Sunday. It was just kind of really odd. Oh, interesting. It totally looked like it could have been Kohl's, but it was new with tags and someone bought it. So it's probably something like a style that people are looking for, right? So that is my What Sold Wednesday. I'm going to try to continue to do these once remote learning starts. I do enjoy talking with you guys. I enjoy showing you what's sold, showing you how to use your data. It also forces me to look at my stuff every week. So I enjoy that as well. So if you like content like this, make sure to, oh, I forgot I had those banners on. If you like content like this, there you go. Subscribe and hit that bell. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell. Definitely, here we go. I have another banner. Oh, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're watching this now or in the recording, make sure to hit that like button. And just a really quick disclaimer for those of you who aren't as familiar with YouTube or aren't YouTubers, because this was new to me as well. Liking it, sharing it, commenting on it helps a video get ranked, which then, you know, when you search for it, it'll come up at the top ranking, which means that you'll likely get more views, which means that your revenue will go up. So if you have a YouTuber that you like, or if you enjoy the content, leave a comment, hit that share button, like it, subscribe to their channel. Another way, if there's something that you Something that you can do if there's YouTubers that you like is click on one of their playlists and just play it in the background. Do not put it on mute because then it doesn't count as views, but you can put it really quietly in the background, play through a playlist, it gets views, and then it helps that YouTuber. YouTubers do not make a ton of money. I mean, unless you are like one of the people that are doing like multi-million-dollar views, you're making hundreds of cents. A lot of us do it just for the community and to give back. And I went to school to be a teacher and I enjoy talking with you guys. But if you do enjoy someone's content, not necessarily me, but just anyone in YouTube, this is stuff that I didn't know until I was a YouTuber. So I'm sharing that knowledge with you guys as well. The same goes for any social media. Liking, sharing, saving, commenting helps it get ranked on a hashtag on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm sure it's the same on TikTok and also on Facebook. Is that all the social media? Instagram. So if there's people that you like, leave comments, share their stuff. It helps it get ranked so that more people see it. Before I end, a couple announcements. School is starting remote learning on Monday, so I will likely be a little bit less present on social media. We will see. I'm trying to get things set up. I'm currently 3 weeks ahead on photos to hope to get more photos. I have a middle schooler or two coming over and helping me with photos, so hopefully that will help as well. ThreadUp. Don't forget ThreadUp. Yes, Crenshaw is on here tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard. It will be live. This is her very first video, YouTube live. So I'm super excited to have her here. She has lots of great content to share. On Monday, so every Monday I do an accountability call. And it's open to anybody. This last Monday, I had on Denali from El Ducho Thrift, Leslie from A Reseller's Passion, and the Grumpy Thrifters. It was some really good conversation about work-life balance, finding a virtual assistant or an employee. We talked a little bit about ThreadUp. So if you didn't catch that live on Monday, definitely go back and check the recording. Or you can listen on the podcast. It should have gone up on the podcast this morning if you just want to listen and not see us. And next Monday, I'm probably not going to have anybody else on the YouTube live because Kitten Bee Boutique is coming on and she's going to give an economic update. So I've had her on every quarter, give or take, every quarter to talk about an economic update. She has an MBA. She kind of is on all of this stuff. So she will come on and we will talk about economic updates and where future projections. She's a reseller as well. So she has really good insight into that. That is not one that you want to miss. So go ahead and head on over and hit the notifications there or set a reminder and it'll remind you in your time zone when we are going live. That's it. That's all I had for you guys. And I made it 3 minutes early. Whew, this usually goes over, but thank you guys so much for joining. I love doing these videos. I love that you join with me on these and that we can talk about it. Kimmy City, her GoFundMe is down in my description. Anything that you can give will definitely help her as well. So thank you guys.